Hi.
Ah.
Good morning.
Oh.
It is Sunday.
Good start, good start.
Okay, there we
I love
are.
it.
We should all be able to hear me. There we go. Every time I start a stream, there's always something going on. No matter how much I prep, either for an hour or 15 minutes or whatever, there's always something that I forget to do. And I am the worst for it.
The pin, the camera pin, is that what it is?
Essentially, yeah. I just mess with the camera pin a little bit. All right, okay. Listen. It's not like I've been doing this for a few years. All right, okay.
Nah.
It's Sunday morning.
Don't worry about it.
It is
You
Sunday
haven't
morning.
had your coffee yet.
Exactly. We haven't had our coffee yet. Also, hi everybody. Good morning. It is a lovely Sunday morning, and we're here with Global Team for our GTea and coffee. It's
We're
glorious.
joined by Beatrice today, which is super good.
Yeah, we do. Very much so.
It takes some
know,
dedication to get up early in the morning.
Quite a rare sight, I know, I'm sorry.
That's all right. It's good times.
Oh yeah. So, what we all having for this morning? What we all having? Coffee, tea, breakfast? What we all B? What's on your menu?
Water.
What? Just water? Oh, all right. Okay. Yeah, I'm with you.
Hydro homie over here.
It has been
Yeah, gotta stay hydrated.
It has been exceptionally hot in a lot of places all over the world. So like all of my friends like all over have been going like it's warm, it's hot, it's sweltering, and just like making sure people are drinking coffee. Meanwhile, I'm sat here just going, I am freezing. I've considered multiple times to turn on the heating, and I'm like, what is it with the UK? And just being like, you know what, we're gonna have 2 weeks of summer, and then it's just gonna be cold and miserable all day.
Oh man, give it to me. We'll trade. I'm Canada and I'm too hot.
Oh, essentially, yes.
Yep.
Oh.
Secretly, I'm a Yeti, and I just can't handle global warming.
Confirmed. Luna's Yeti.
Next avatar confirmed.
Oh,
There you
please.
go.
Yes.
That's
Yes. So what are you having for this morning?
Instant coffee, because I tend to roll out of bed 5 minutes before anything ever happens. So, just like last time, freeze-dried coffee in a cup with some tap water. But it's fine. It's good. It's got caffeine. I'm okay.
Now, please tell me.
How about you?
Oh, for me, no, exactly the same. I'm on instant coffee because I ran out of good coffee, and I need to go to the store and buy. Also, I need to take off my sweater. It is warm. Hang on a second. Finally, it's warm. I think it's mostly my PC heating up my room, screaming at me. But yeah, no, I'm currently on the instant coffee. I try and get some good instant coffee. Like there is a difference in different brands of instant coffee. Like there is the good kinds, and then there's also just the cheap and cheerful. It is just basically dirt. But yeah, no.
Dirt under the coffee plant.
It
Right?
literally is. But yeah, no, I'm on the instant coffee myself. Because I ran out of good ground coffee. Oh,
Hey,
but I'm
Kira.
gonna go buy.
Hey, flour.
I'm gonna buy some later this week. Ooh. I need to get some good Colombian roast, gold roast, because it has the more caffeine intake.
Yeah.
You caffeine addicts.
Oh yeah.
It
I can't live
keeps the
without
brain-
this stuff. I'll just
It keeps our brains running.
only
I guess
only
maybe I
until
should
it
be the
doesn't.
one on
Right?
coffee then. Yeah.
It's a curse and a blessing at the same time, right?
Also, Flower, you only drink
So we
coffee when at a hotel. Okay, explain that one, Chief. Only at a hotel. So,
You know what? I can understand that. I can't sleep at hotels. If I'm not in my own bed, I go crazy. So I feel like in the morning I need something because I just didn't sleep. You know, unless I'm there for 3 or 4 days. Last time I was in Vegas, the first night I just relegated myself to just like, I'm just going to stay up because what's the point of sleeping? I can't do anything. You know, I just don't sleep well in strange places at all.
yeah.
Definitely need coffee. Thankfully, they'll feed it to you like it's directly into your veins there. So, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, let me
How
see
often
some,
do you go to
some-
hotels where that's a thing?
Well, where they just nonstop give you bottomless coffee, always.
All
But
the
yeah.
bottomless coffee.
I meant like Flower. How many times does he go to hotels where it's a routine to only drink coffee?
Hey, you never know.
Actually,
he
yeah.
says it's free. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
So if we ever go to if I'm ever meet up at a convention, Flower, we know very much so that if you walk out with just like pockets stuffed full of coffee, just absolutely rammed to the brim with the instant little sachets.
Yeah, as long as it's not in that mini fridge, right? They charge you for every one of those things. Man, you know, I used to think that I miss conventions, but I don't really anymore because we've got events in here, right? Like every party I've ever gone to, every single like rave, dance convention, all of that, I feel like I'm getting it now in VR, which is incidentally our topic today. So that's pretty good.
yeah, very much so. So like I'm kind of on the exact same personally. So I used to go to events and concerts quite a lot when I was, teenager growing up, and in my very early like adult years. Like we used to go to like Plage Electronique, like this is in France, by the way. So we used to go to Plage Electronique, went to a couple of Skrillex shows, AC/DC a few times, and like absolutely amazing, loved it very much so. And then came over to the UK and just like haven't had a friend group to go to places, to go to events with. So I didn't feel the need or like that, like, hey, I want to hang out with people at these shows and concerts. It's only in the past couple of years or where we've been getting into events in virtual reality where I've been so incredibly active with parties and events and shows and DJs, and it's been just like fantastic experience, really non-stop. It really is non-stop. The parties never die.
VR chat has gotten to this point, like VR in general, right? And I remember this starting with like the wave before VR chat sort of took off, which is where I saw Grimecraft the first time actually. And then now he's here, which is great. And seeing all of these different events that are happening here. I used to go to a lot of stuff like anime conventions and like raves like Electric Daisy Carnival and Magfest and just all kinds of stuff, right? And I get that here now. It feels like I'm in my 20s again, Were you a con goer, Beatrice? Was there any sort of event that you like to go to generally that you can't do with coronavirus, that sort of thing?
Oh yeah, I used to go to anime conventions a lot.
Nice.
Yeah, there's a couple here back before I moved. And I always loved them. I've done them since I was like 13, so.
Nice. Yeah, me too. Does Comic VK give you that sense of like, that comic convention that you wish you could go to? Is that still there?
Personally, yeah.
I'd say so, yeah, a bit.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Oh, that's
for
true.
sure.
Yeah. The only thing they can't replace is 40 friends IRL stuffed into a small room being drunk as fuck. Yeah, I get that. I totally get that.
Well, okay, so
I mean, it's sort of the same thing. Yeah.
So there was one really weird convention I went to. It was the London Anime and Gaming Convention. And I thought it was going to be like this big, grandiose convention and everything, like, all the halls and things, like essentially like Comic-Con and what's the other one? MCM. And I was expecting this, but no, it was just like in like a 2-story sort of like lobby theater with a couple of guests and all this kind of thing. One big room with like, some comics, art, and selling crap and all this kind of thing. The most cheapest cosplay items you can possibly think of on the planet. And then just downstairs where it's just a bar, a small stage, and that was basically it. And it was just like, a few hundred people, like a couple hundred people just getting absolutely wasted, all in cosplay. And it was just the most nerdiest underground thing. It really was just like a really underground convention. And it was very akin to what you get in VR. Like, small groups,
right.
So small groups of friends just getting together and just partying the night away. Nothing sort of like too hype or too like sort of like, I don't know. it just felt so out of place, but at the same time, that was kind of its charm. We had like the most nerdiest of rappers come in and sing songs about Monkey D. Luffy and just like animes and waifus and all this kind of thing. We had a cosplay charity event where you would auction off cosplayers. And yeah.
Okay.
So I was in a diva bodysuit. And I raised the most money at an auction for some. Skin tight anime bodysuit wins the day. But it
Some
was
things never change.
It was a lot of fun, but. And the weird thing is, I never managed to get that experience until coming back into VR chat, where essentially everybody's always in cosplay. And it's just a bunch of nerds, all socially awkward, throwing themselves at this event and finding an extroverted side to them. And I've loved seeing that every single weekend. Like, I go to events and also run my own events every single weekend. And here at VCAT as well, we have our own events and parties and stuff too. And even Lund was at some events even yesterday. Actually, do you want to talk about that? Like, what were you doing yesterday? Some wild stuff was going on.
So Friday I was at Loner, which I usually do. So Loner and Shelter, I'm a big fan of those events. Loner, Shelter, OM3s, I got to give him a shout out for the home events. I have yet to attend a Ghost Club, mostly because they're for me at 8 a.m. on a Friday, so that's really tough. But I want to go. Obake makes really cool stuff. There's just generally just so many different events. But the funny thing is, in VR chat, they've been going on for a very long time. There was events in VR chat and parties in VR chat, and as basically as soon as the web panel came out, and we're talking 2015, and as soon as the video player came out, there's been people doing that sort of thing or having club-like worlds. But it's only in the last world where sort of the club scene has supplanted hangout and chill worlds, as the map du jour to do, right? That's where things have gotten really crazy, right? And it wasn't until Virtual Market where we started getting actual convention type things. This weekend there was a private event going on at one of Jazzy's places, and that was really fun too. We hung out there as well. And VRCon had its party event in the map that we built with Addy Cake and I. What else? There's Slyfest now. That's huge. Ferality actually has had through 2-3 weeks ago. Ferality had their big event, and their stage was one of the most incredible things I ever saw. With a shader you could download for your own avatar that would match the visuals coming from the stage as well. So you could add a material to your avatar, and it would pulse along the ground and go up the roots of the trees, and then come back down again and pulse up to you. And because it was world space, it would pulse across all of the crowd as well, and all in time. It was just so good. Really cool stuff like that. Yeah, it was really nice. That's a hard event. And yeah, that's right, the Slyfest Mini is coming around too. And also, we do events at every single VCAT, so you better believe in this one, in Sapphire stage, sometimes pop-up events happen. Memax played here, just as if they were a band on the street. And any other
Oh, really?
Yeah, they came and did this during VCAT 5. They just came and did a stage show right down there by the entrance and had a crowd. And there's video of that on their YouTube. It's really good stuff. Man, I wish I could just split myself into 1 million people so I could attend every single one of these things all at once, right?
Yeah, that's kind of it's I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of the weird meta when it comes to VR, because obviously people have been stuck indoors for the past couple of years. And just everybody's just wanting to go out and do all these things, all these parties, all these events and things like this, and want to go see their favorite bands, favorite DJs, performers, all this kind of stuff. And it's been fantastic to see just people sort of generating these and getting even better and better, and being hey, we can think entirely outside the box. We can go why do the normal, which is incredibly hard and difficult to do technology-wise, cost-wise, or we can just go full-blown out and just let our imaginations go absolutely wild and still give like an incredible performance and like so many stories for people to talk about. Like I remember particularly like sorry, my brain is kind of leaving me right now, but like I've loved like going to Slyfest because like it was so I am a yacht person, and like going back to yachts but then having it done like, hey, why not have a massive party on one of these yachts, on one of these cruise ships? And it's just like, oh my god, this, like, no one's ever done this. Like, you would only do this and it would be like, it would cost you thousands of dollars just to attend, let alone put together, make sure it's okay, then the repairing cost, don't talk to me about the repairing costs. But then here...
What could you fit on a boat?
Well, that's the thing as well, like, on those yachts, you would normally fit about, like, 80 people for a party. Like, that would be 80 guests would be kind of like the max.
So that's about right, you
yeah,
know?
and that's
VR
what...
chat
Yeah,
max
that's what.
cap.
Yeah, that's what you get here in VR, in VR chat, and like, that's also a thing as well. Like, even with all these events going on, you can only fit 80 people in at a time, but it's always like it never feels like empty. You know. Like, it's always 80 people, but it's always
80
like...
people is a lot of people in a small place. Like, that's pretty wild. Yeah, like, even at that number, yeah, for sure. Hey, Kirisu. Actually, speaking of events, Kirisu threw a really awesome event at VCAT 5 called, what was it? It was Interconnected by Globalization, or was it the other way around? Either way, it was an incredible event that was done with their booth from the from Default Cube that they had built. It was essentially a club inside Default Cube. So it was a Default Cube club built into that space, right? And then they had an event for us. I've got tons of pictures and videos. There was breakdancers there. It was amazing. DJs were wonderful. Paul Manton played. He was there. Gotta love a goose.
All right.
Yeah. You missed that one? And I'm unfortunate. It's unfortunate it happened like right in the middle. Oh man, it was good though. It was really, really good. I was up pretty late that night. I'm looking for, and you know, Kirisu also did the design for the Rizumu Starship, and oh man,
yeah,
so
I
good.
love Rizumu's like event stage. Like, it is such a cool, like, that's also the thing as well. Like, as well as it comes down to the event and planning and DJs. Like, most of the event itself comes down to the layout and sort of like the quote unquote level design of a club and venue. And certain places get it, certain places don't. And there's a certain magic that sort of comes to it. Like, example, like you were saying about like Ferrari, like having that like world space, that's using the venue to your best of abilities to create that experience as well. Rizumu has this awesome spaceship, and it's well designed in the case of like making sure all those people can fit in, and it feels nice. Feels like there's plenty of places for dancers, but it looks cool. Shelter and Loner.
You've got these little side blocks for like the level design, really good.
Yeah,
right?
and Shelter has like this really
hang
like
out.
compact boiler room, like everyone's like shoulder to shoulder, like bouncing up and down type feel. It is wonderful. And then Ohm's like venue, when they use the ECG to sort of like play around with the visuals. Oh my god, like it is, like that venue blew my mind away, like it just in design wise as well. So it's just fantastic to see like how events in VR has become more the meta, and then it's pushed world builders and venue creators to their limits, being like, okay, let's start thinking how we can provide this incredible experience to others and really translate that to be to the audience. Like, it's now like the stage to the audience as much as possible, rather than, oh, we have this room, we're limited by its space, and we need to, you know, set up certain decorations, lighting, power sockets, all this kind of thing. Now it's just like, throw it all in there. Let's go. As long as frames are good, we're all good, Chief.
Yeah, Kirisu, I think, is right. Like, that's when it started to take off, right? 2018 or so. You started to see club maps with stages and video players and audio setups. And,
well, like, I remember there was a
Jean-Michel.
Jean-Michel.
Been impossible from the beginning, though, right?
Yeah, I remember there was a Jean-Michel art like concert that happened a while back. And that was weird because actually my parents watched that live on TV. And they were seeing, yeah, like they watched it live happen, and they were like, oh my god, this is cool. And I didn't know about this at the time. And they were sort of watching like, oh yes, people in virtual reality like attending these events. This is kind of cool type situation. And then I was like, oh wait, there was that thing happening. Let me have a look at it. It popped up, and the first thing you see, I see VR Pill's head, and I'm like, I know where this is. I do this stuff for a living.
Oh man. Yeah, I was right there, and Nathy was there too. At that particular one, who do we have there? Mika came. Sawai Mika came.
Yep.
Bay Knight was there. I was there. Nathy was there in the main instance with Jean-Michel Jarre. Really interesting. Like Ken Bai was there too. That event was really cool. If you guys missed that one, so Jean-Michel Jarre is like this. He's your parents' favorite DJ probably, if they know people from France, right? And he had 60,000 people watching that. He's also a professor of music at a forget which university in France, but it was like not far from downtown Paris and like at the university and like apparently on the grass, and they did this like virtual concert and they had it projected on the side of the school, but then also online. I have never seen more white tag French people with like the dot number name in one in one place, like the tag, because they've never been in VR chat before, they don't know what's going on, they're all like shouting, can you hear my mic? They're like, they've got their wives yelling at them in the background because they've got a headset on for the first time, and like it was pretty incredible. Like you get into the first instance and it was just endless people, but they all timed it really well. They in the first one they used a technique that involved shader cues, so I guess we were just sort of all they were all kind of learning how to do things, and they were using that as a way to sort of lock people out of the venue. And then when a specific shader came in, it actually triggered events, which was kind of neat, so that was different. But then that had some problems because some people's avatars had higher shader cues and other things like that. But they did it again, and they did like a VR projection mapping inside of a cathedral for the second time Jean-Michel Jarre came and played in VR chat. And that was all done by the Vroom team, VROOM. Those guys have been doing quite a lot of things for quite a lot of time, like in the early days of VR even. So, but B, tell me, like, so there's many different kinds of clubs, right? There's clubs, and there's event stages, and then there's also there's things like, like there's places like Emission, which is like a concert hall, essentially, like a bar and a concert hall, right? Give me some ideas of like places like Kirsten mentioned, like the Void Club when the first DJ showed up there in 2018. What was your what's some of your favorite ones? Maybe ones that maybe people haven't heard of, or other clubs and underground stages that people would sort of hang out at.
Oh, for clubs?
Or bars, or anything that can host a night, right?
Well,
I'm putting you on the spot.
Really... I'm actually not quite sure what to say.
Well, like there's Digitrevix's club, the Volt,
I don't really do a lot of clubbing personally.
Well, is there any
I'm
like
personally a bigger
ahead.
fan of like smaller like friend events.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
with some friends and.
Yeah, I was gonna say like being with I remember your homeworld was this small bar. I forget who owned it, but it was a small bar, and it was just like this super intimate atmosphere, and it had just enough space for a DJ near the back, and sometimes that's really, really nice, right? Where you've got this sort of tight space, but at the same time, I love to see like stages like where it's meant to be like a Daft Punk concert is set up the same way, where you have this huge field. Right, like they did for the Maple Syrup Freedom Party.
Yeah, they also did it as well at the Sleepless Festival grounds made by Shabazi. Like, I went to that one. That was an awesome experience. Like, huge field, Daft Punk stage, the whole 2007 visual set as well. Like, that was just like a fan-made thing. So sometimes like you'll have like actual like planned events with like live performances and DJs and stuff like this, and then some people were like, hey, no, let's bring back something from the past that people can't go to and bring it back in, and people can go revisit those memories or that experience. Shabazi did an amazing job doing that kind of like as a live event, so it was like everybody come in, join in, have fun, and it was an incredible festival experience. But then there's other events which are kind of like, yo.
Apparently. Okay.
Just slide to the left, slide to the right, take it back now, Yell.
Not this time.
Okay. See that things you don't see at a festival, right? Just people just like randomly crumpling up into full body as they run to the toilet because they broke the seal at that point, right? You know, there are some very unique VR chat. There's some very unique VR chat isms, right, that happen at parties. That's for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Man.
Could you imagine, like, just like you see these things on YouTube. I'm just gonna take this on a tangent, but like, you see these like videos on YouTube where they try and like take something like from a game or something and turn it into IRL. I would like VR chat to be one of those. Be like real people. Be like, oh, hang on, let me go to the bathroom real quick, and they just crumple their body into a pile. It'd be the most terrifying thing ever.
As the mic is still on, you just hear them walking away in the toilet.
Oh man, yeah, people forget their manners. They know to like mute it. Oh man, yeah. You know, Kirisu, I saw your wrap-up video when you finished Elysium, and I still go back to that sometimes. The track is a banger, but it's like really cool to see, you know, the crowds that you had. Like you had the daytime events, and you had like the that beach feel that was going on during those, and then you had the inside clubs as well. And that was, you were doing it really early, actually. Dance Dance VR has been around like for some time. GDVR group and yeah, they've been around for a long time. But I'm trying to think, like, even I wish I could name some names, but I know that there's been groups that have been doing stuff like since before VR chat was on Steam even, you know, and like trying to do these kinds of events, or building music worlds, right? Like visualizer worlds. Obake had one of the earliest ones with Techno Vinegar. And then there's always been particle lives, you know, people like RemHack and other groups doing these like VR music videos, VR PVs. We always had those at VCAT.
I loved Particle Live music events was the thing that got me into virtual market. I think it was RemHack's cover of
World Execute Me.
World Execute Me, that's the one. Thank you, my second brain.
Yeah.
Lund is the second brain cell for hire. But yeah, like it was that Particle Live that really got me into VCAT type thing. And then like we ourselves like even had some of those. So like these are like live events that you can kind of go to and then revisit over and over and over again.
Oh yeah.
So we had
that's the best part.
So the one that's currently live at the moment is the PKC's Live Particle World, which is fantastic, by the way. I still go there on a regular basis just to listen to the track because it's an absolute banger. Yeah, and you should go. It is live, so very much so. But then we also had the Miyavi one, which was like our first one doing that. You can't see that anymore.
Yep.
It's on the Oculus store, if I'm correct, though.
That's right. Yeah. So you can go to see like Miyavi's like you can go see Miyavi's like experience in it live. So we worked directly with him, and he had never really done VR before, right? And he came in for the first time in his own avatar. I'm gonna blow my own horn a little bit. Say yes, I build that. Nabosi did the bass, and then I did that, and my wife did the textures, and we did pictures of him to put his tattoos on his own avatar. So imagine like, you know, holding your hands out and seeing your own tattoos on your arms and body. So he was so you can see his experience of that whole event in 360 on Oculus TV, in the Quest store, and I think also on Oculus Home maybe, because Facebook and Big Camera sponsored us, so we had a 360 camera in there. But it also was attached with a bunch of particle creators like UU, I think Hanyu and RemHack, actually, for those two. And the particle systems that were in that world were timed to the music, and it was one of the first ever Quest compatible video player worlds, actually. So that one was really cool. But I mean, it by no means was the first, you know, particle or or music video or music like event type world that's out there. You know, obviously World Execute Me, and there was other ones. There was another one in VCAT 2 at the top of it's the like Robo World, the one that's like a space station in VCAT 2, and then VCAT 3, and we also did one in VCAT 4 and VCAT 5. So they're all there. But also bands like Memax have done stuff. They would do like versions of their concert where they would essentially record their avatars' positions using like video encoding, and also all of the live Niku Niku Dogu comments were coming in like into the world, turned into meshes, and then it's a replay that you can go and see live. I highly recommend it. It's really, really good. If you like rock music, it's fantastic. I still go there all the time, you know, every now and then. The Miyavi one was good. Obviously, PKC's was good. And then there's tons more. If you search for like VRMV is one good keyword to search for. The word particle live, look up RemHack. There's Hanyu does some great stuff. Obake does some great stuff. I'm trying to think of who else does some really good particle live worlds. There's like
Guile.
lots of music visualizers.
There's Guile and
Guile. Oh my god.
yeah. So we got Guile. There's also Brantix as well. They do some amazing stuff as well. Like we worked with Guile during Club Admission for like all the cool particles and stuff like this. But Guile does some amazing stuff for like just different
Place for
pieces of
purple
music.
beings and
Place for purple beings. Place for purple beings.
that one was really good. Yep.
Yeah, no, but it
Secret
like
Sky Stadium is good too.
oh yeah, the Secret Sky, like that was a massive event. Like so, like not only in just like in virtual reality, but also just like just in the virtual space in general, there are these awesome events. Like let's talk about Secret Sky for a second, because that one sort of like unfortunately I couldn't attend that. This was just all over the VR Twitter space. And I saw it come by quickly, and it looked super cool. So,
if you're into Porter Robinson,
yeah,
that's something that you would have heard of for sure. So they did that with WebXR, right? But also they've done it here. So Sly, of course, you know Fia, who did Porter's avatar for VR. Using Vroid initially, so that was kind of like that was an interesting thing, like a step for them, and I don't know if that's what made them decide to make the next virtual Secret Sky a VR compatible experience as well. But they did it in just entirely web based, but also VR compatible, so using WebXR, and I think we're going to see a lot more of that. Hickey is also doing a lot of things like with that sort of thing as well. If you've been to Game VCAT, we have a web experience you could just jump into, and if you have a quest you could just bring the browser up and hop in there, and this worked very similarly. So they had essentially you all got a little character. Each one of you was given like a clan, which was like a color that changed the coat of the thing, and you'd hop in there, and they had a giant stage for each DJ that was playing over the whatever it was, like 24 hours, something like that. And they had these, it was kind of interesting, they had these little zones where the voice chat was enabled, so you'd walk up into those areas. And there was like that's where you could speak to other people, but if you wanted to sort of chill and not have any interruption for the music, you just kind of got out of that circle. It was kind of neat. It was really, really cool. They did a good job with it in general, but it was great. It was interesting that they were able to like spin up instances on the fly and had 200 to 300 people like inside that world all at the same time, and people with hands, and it's really interesting what crowds do as well. They built it like really large, like there was essentially, you'd go up like this set of stairs all the way to the top, and there was like this secret bridge that you could overlook everything on, and they expected people to sort of jump off of it, but everybody sort of queued up and like watched it from this giant vantage point, right? It was weird, but really cool. You'll see the avatars running around in VR chat every now and then. Somebody managed to get one in here, the Secret Sky, little Secret Sky guy, and they're in here as well. But yeah, Porter Robinson's been in VR chat now a bunch and has done things of his own with a team online, and Sly also obviously did his like homage to Secret Sky because it wasn't in VR the first time, and that got him quite a bit of fame as well, right? And I think that's what led to Slyfest in the end, and eventually Muzzfest and all that other stuff, right? So I think that connection, they're starting to see that people are having fun in here, and you get companies like Rebuff, wanting to sponsor things, and you get companies like Woozure and Subpack doing stuff inside VR chat, these accessory companies, and it's just, there's something about that, It's really exciting. Like I don't think this is going anywhere, right? I enjoy this as much as any physical event I've ever been to, I think, at this point. And that's scary to say, but it's true. It's a lot easier. You know, you don't have to worry about driving home or getting a hotel.
It's much cheaper.
Yeah, and you don't have to worry about like
Well,
you
at
know
least
your
the
makeup. You
first
can
time.
go to basically. I can go to a concert with like like Ghost Data or Protostar in my goddamn pajamas.
Yep.
And but like that's kind of like the charm of it as well. Like I don't have to think about travel costs. I don't have to think about food. Well, obviously I have to eat food, but that's in my own shopping. But like I don't have to worry about like all that kind of thing. I don't have to worry about like timing. Don't have to worry about tickets. Don't have to worry about setting up camp. Where we're gonna be, hotel, blah blah blah. Like some people like that. So like don't get me wrong. Like some people do like that part of like
That
sort
experience
of
can
the
be
experience.
okay. Yeah.
But then it can be a really, really stressful, especially for like the introverted people who prefer to sort of like not sort of manage those things, don't know how to. And with virtual reality and just virtual events in general, like even on browsers and stuff like this, it brings the whole event to your front door and allows you to experience it without having to go outside and then still get the full experience. Like whenever I come away from an event, I'm just covered, like I'm just like sweaty. My legs are sore. My body is going. I've been dancing for 3 hours. And like you can get yourself like a couple of bottles, a couple of bottles of beer, enjoy some drinks with some friends, and you still get that full like actual experience. Like there is no difference between this and there is no difference between this and outside concerts. The only difference is
Except for the physical touch part, right?
yeah,
That's it.
like if someone's gonna
That's
bump
really
into
it.
me, like in real life, be like, oh god, no, shoveled around and all this kind of thing. It's like especially for somebody who's neurodivergent, that is incredibly stressful. I want to attend these things, but then going to it stresses me more out, and I'm not enjoying the event. Whereas here, it's like I can literally just go phase through you. I don't have to worry about that.
Oh no.
Violated.
Oh man.
Oh, hang on, tunes have died.
Curious too. I gotta say, yeah, absolutely. The like, oh my god, like running events and you do see all kinds of different people. Flower as well. Like I missed the comment. I saw Curious who had said something as well. I gotta pull up the YouTube as well because I think it's going a little too fast. But that's always nice to see. It's good to have people chatting in here with us in the morning. Mornings are hard, man. It's hard to get folks in here so early on. There we go. Let's see. Oh yes, Rave Robbie. Oh yeah. Oh my God, Club Rogue too. Hell yeah, I remember that. If you guys haven't been to that club, it's still up. Like it's been redone. And it is just like it's still SDK2. It is as old as it is, but that's a good example of one of the really early ones. Yeah, Rave Robbie and Club Rogue, by Rogue Shadow, if you guys remember him. There was like
I remember.
Yeah, there was like all kinds. Let's see. But yeah, now managed. Yeah, there is definitely issues. I would say that's for sure. Right, being at home, nobody's around. Yeah, I haven't had that issue because I've got Shifter here, but I can see that being an issue, right? But I mean, at least there's some socialization there. People can influence, what you're doing just by being around you, right? So, and I think for some people, it's not too bad. But yeah, there's definitely issues. I think VR is kind of funny. We don't fully know how it affects us like mentally. But one of the things that is well documented is that it changes the way you perceive pain, being under the influence, that sort of thing. You don't notice it as much till you take the headset off.
Yeah, well, okay, so I myself, I'm an extreme deep diver when it comes to VR. Like I was stuck in a wheelchair like a year prior to the pandemic hitting, and so I just could not go outside. Having VR basically kept my sanity, so I could actually go out, enjoy some things, enjoy some drinks with some friends, hang out, make social connections, things like this. And then even if things are going on, I'm now in year 3, being a deep diver in VR, and I have had it's been an incredibly positive influence on my mental health. Like, I am active, I am doing things. My body is like, sore every week because of like being physically active all the time. I have so many lovely, beautiful, loyal, lovely friends that I get withdrawal when I am out of VR. It feels like I'm away from home. It feels like I'm not with my family and my friends. And events very much emphasizes that more as well. Like, I'll be sat there, like, if I'm going to visit my mom on the weekend and I'm sat there like, all my friends are at an event, they're at a party.
You're getting the FOMO real hard, yeah.
Very much so, but like, yeah, as a deep diver, we don't know the full extent that it has on the cognitive functions, very much so. But when it comes to the social part, we are social creatures, and that's the reason why we have parties and events in real life as well. Like, we've always had them, like, it's an evolutionary thing to come together, have a party, have an event, and celebrate something. It releases like a primal like part of dopamine and like serotonin inside of our brains when we get that, because it's a lot of social interaction, everybody coming together, and then
people don't realize it. If you haven't put a headset on before, like,
yeah.
you just don't get it.
Yeah, and it also emphasizes like group mentalities, group cognitive functions. There's a whole science behind it. I could sit here and have a whole lecture on it if y'all want.
I think it says a lot about like about the community, about how many like club worlds there are in this game.
Yeah,
it almost
people
feels
want
like
that.
There's a new one coming out every other day or so.
Yeah,
And
actually,
it's
MacGyver
crazy.
Zero has a really good point here too. Like, these things teach people stuff. I know people who learned to DJ because of VR chat because they wanted to do an event, right? And he was mentioning as well people learning sign language and dancing. I know tons of people that learned to dance.
I
just
learned to
from
paint.
watching people in VR. Yeah, there you go.
I learned to
Like, what the
paint
heck?
in
You can do all
VR.
that sort of stuff. But yeah, you're right, though. I think it does say a lot about the community, and that sort of ramped up, as the pandemic got worse, right?
Oh, yeah.
That people started more club worlds, but people missed that social connection. And I think there's two different kinds of people, right? We always talk about, capturing the VR geeks, the gamer geeks, the people who was out doing stuff, right? And they, who would already be here like us. But then there's groups of people who maybe never considered or never really were gamers, who are now in VR, right? And there's a lot of people who the only reason they have a VR headset is for VR chat and events and dancing and that sort of thing. And like, they'll come in here with like an Oculus Quest, and then like 4 weeks later, they've got an Index and full body tracking and a sub pack or a Woozer.
I mean, I think a lot of people only come on just for like partying with their friends and getting drunk and
Yeah.
having fun.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's crazy. And it definitely does something for you. People don't realize it's way better than a Zoom call. It's that that left right. I've got stereo vision of the two of you. Stereo audio of the two of you, right? And it's coming from your mouth. The physical presence of someone, just like, I'm a hand talker, and everybody can see that. And that kind of thing is obvious, in here. But people don't realize the subconscious amount of information you get from just having like an avatar, right? Plus, it changes your perception of who those people are. Based on what they're wearing, and for some people that's therapy, right? They feel more like themselves in here than they do out in the real world, right?
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
I know, like, concerts, like, so I was speaking to a friend of mine yesterday who was saying, him and their roommate, they like to go to like these metal concerts and then get like full in makeup and everything, like absolute like 4 hours of like thickest black lips that you can think of, like all the like facials you can go for, chains, piercings, like, and this thing takes like 4 hours and stuff to do. Whereas here in VR, it's kind of just like slap on the avatar that you that kind of fits that genre and just go ham and have fun that way. It is like, it's the accessibility, the speed of it, and then you can still emphasize like how you want to express yourself at an event. Like I myself, like, I have my event party sort of like avatars. I have my dancing avatars. Like, these are just the clothes and attire and makeup that I wear, and it's at a click of a button. Like, I can just change right into it right here and now. Same thing with Lun. like Lun has a different outfit every single day of the week, I swear.
Nine.
Yeah. All the time, right? So, but I mean, you should see this with Audio Link. It's very different. But, you know, but I know Flower of Good will agree with me here. This is something that I do as well, is I spend a lot of time on Friday nights, like, getting dolled up for the club. I change my avatar every week as part of that. Like, that's something I do because, like, I want to wear a different shirt or have a different outfit or change the way my Audio Link setup is or change the patterns on my clothing, because I would do that in real life too, right? And, you know, get dressed up for any event that I might be going to. And I do that in VR now every Friday night, man. I start at like 5 o'clock and I'm like, I got like an hour and a half, 2 hours messing with my avatar almost every single week. Like, it's just something I do. And it doesn't feel right. Like, it's always something I notice over the weekend that I didn't like, right? Yeah. Spend more time on the outfit than the event. Shifter K, my wife, is like the same way. She does the same thing. She'll spend like all of her time setting up her avatar, doing a coat or something like that. It's funny, but that's, you know, the habits die hard.
Well, yeah, like that's something like
But
you've
just-
been
it's a
you've
whole
been in
different thing.
you've been in like the Raven party scene well before VR, and that is something like a lot of people have done, sort of like putting like the clothing's attire together, like it's a full thing, and then you go into VR and you still carry that whole experience over.
Well, oh yeah, oh absolutely. And yeah, like if you were making outfits, like, or like I remember back in the early days of the rave scene, we used to always, they didn't sell the clothing we like to wear. Before you could buy like Junko pants that were like 65 centimeter like leg Junko pants, we used to make them, you know. That was the thing. We would like, and I learned to sew because I wanted to make faux fur rave pants. So there you go. And then I got into cosplay, so it's kind of the same thing. Right? It's almost the same thing. It feels like it all over again. But yeah, that's, oh man, MacGyver, no, that's great. Like, hanging out with passionate people is like, community in Blender is not as hard as people think. And, you know, you can come to Virtual Market and try it out, you know, and see if that's something that other people want. There's all kinds of cool outfits and stuff in this map and a bunch of other ones where, you know, people have maybe put up the product for the very first time. You know, that's and that's because of the people they meet in here. They get encouraged by what they see, and you know, and this gets released for free, and people do this stuff just like they would in the real world. You can't like, you know, get a business license for $1 million to throw like a party or build a club in the real world, but you can do it in here in your own time, you know, with free tools. And
Yeah.
You might get as many people there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like,
Virtual Market gets 1 million visitors.
Like example, like I'm building a new like club and dance world for Redstone, and at the moment it's going really well at the moment, and I'm super excited to release this because it's basically it's a full like so the kind of style that it's going for is sort of what's the style of the Razor House, that's it, or like Tony Stark from their Malibu house from, you know, the Avengers, and and I can't wait to release because like that thing would have cost billions of dollars to put together fully, but here I am, like I can do this like in a week, model this out, slap it into Uni, have all the lights, all the visuals ready and prepared for this whole like any event every single day of the week, and free to attend, free to make, free to upload.
Thanks for the follow.
It is full absolute freedom. And also, yes, thank you for the follow there, appreciate it. But yeah, like that's the thing as well with these events. Like it shows, like I wish companies really started like looking at this more and going, this is more viable. Of, hey, let's throw a little bit of money over here to create this awesome experience and event, rather than having to worry about the logistics, the technology, power, cables, security, safety. Like there's so much that goes into real life events. Like I will say this, like when I was doing so I used to plan and manage wedding events. And when putting those together, it was so much to think about. When it came to, like, it was more stress preparing for those events and took so much more time. Like, it is months of planning up until preparing, like, the DJs, where you know what the venue is, knowing what the venue has, what the venue doesn't have, what the chefs can use, blah, 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 X, Y, Z. Like, it keeps going on. Whereas here in VR, like, you can just be like, all right, I'm going to spend a couple of days in Blender, done. Out.
It's out. Also, we have this community building stuff for all of us, right? We wouldn't get anywhere if it wasn't for prefabs. We can make as many things as we want on our own, and many people in our team do have those skills, but the time involved is crazy. It's so much different to have a virtual citizen community like we have now. Like, in the real world, you can go to Pioneer and you can buy some decks. You can go to any other lighting company and you can buy you can buy lighting equipment. In VR, you can do the same thing. There's VR stage lights. There's audio link. There's prefabs for video players and audio setups and 360-degree audio and all kinds of really nice stuff that exists here, just to support those groups doing that kind of thing. But just like the real world, you have to promote your event too. I hear about events going off that don't have the attendance. Maybe they've got the DJs, but they don't have the attendance. And you've got to promote your stuff at the same time, right? I think that's just as important as as it is in the real world, right? But you can reach a niche here, and that's the difference. With VR chat, there's small groups that do everything. I think this happens more in Japan, where you have earlier it was mentioned that there jazz clubs and so Spotlight Talks, for example, they do all these little events every now and then. They would do these lounge jam sessions with real instruments. They're using a Yamaha software that allows them to connect with ultra low latency to each other and then broadcast out. There's stuff like VR CDN for that as well. And when there's a need, the innovation starts to happen, right? People need avatars. People build avatars. People need stage equipment and audio setups and video players. So people start building those things, because I think it comes down to not just people wanting to make a few bucks, and that does happen too, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just also the ones that are putting out these free community tools so that they can enjoy the things that people make with them. I think that's super cool. There's nothing like that out there, right? You don't do that in the real world. Maybe you'll have crowdfunding for certain things, but in certain events, but it's not it's not like this. And I think people who throw regular events like events, parties, Electric Daisy Carnival. I'm wearing my shirt from Atomic Lollipop RIP. That's an event that I wish was still going on, which was like a Japan festival in Toronto and rave at the same time. And those people who throwing those events, I've tried so hard to get them to come here and do this. So if you guys know a DJ in person, if you guys know an event promoter in person, or a guy doing raves or conventions or something like that, just tell them come to VR chat. Holy crap, you'll have so many people.
I really want. So let's start over here and be who do we want to see do an event in VR? Personally, I really want to see either Grizz or Gorillas do an event. I know Gorillas have recently done a virtual event, not a virtual reality. They've done a virtual one online, promoting their previous album. But yeah, but I would love to see those two artists, and every now and then I'll just do a ping on Twitter, just sending it them their way, and just hoping they notice me, senpai, and be like, hey, do you wanna come over here so I can come watch you live, so I don't have to travel the world to come see you, please?
Hey, even PKC's is doing that. So they came and did a concert. There was 4,000 people on the live stream, but they were here, and I can't tell you how many people in that stream were I guess I need to get VR now.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking you had PKCs, you've had Ghost Data and Protostar. These are people that do these live shows all over the world in real life. And I know when we had those people come on, it was oh my god, these they did this in VR. I gotta get on board with this, Chief. I spoke to some friends as well about the Miyavi one, and they were these were absolute fangirls, very, very much so. These fangirls that love BTS and Miyavi and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was kind of oh my god, I didn't know they were doing this in VR. But I want to bring more artists on board and really start dragging them in. Hey, you can do what you do already for cheaper and better. You may not have a full crowd of 1,000 people, but you get so much more accessibility.
You still
everyone.
Get that many though. When Muzzfest happened, and everybody knows about that one now for the most part, but if you don't, I'll recap quickly. Muzz is a drum and bass artist from the UK, extremely famous, and he controversially said on Twitter the other day that I'm never doing a concert on Twitch without VR anymore. Like he's like, it just sucks. Green screen. He's like, no way, no way. If I can go and do a concert and be in front of people and have those people dancing and reacting just like they would in a real club, the only thing better is real life, right? And that was like super controversial. Like all these DJs that haven't been able to like do clubs or shows recently were like, there was a lot of clapback, and then there was a lot of clapback in the other direction. It was just like, it was a bit of a mess.
But I can imagine that argument. Like, but the thing is, he has a point. Like, I understand what DJs like there's sort of like this they sort of like look down on you type situation from these performers and DJs going like oh, virtual reality, what is that? Okay, it's a weird little gimmicky thing. I don't know, whatever. But then Muzz,
I can't believe people still think that.
Yeah, well, it still is, because, like, there's a weird stigma. But then we have people like Muzz, like Porter Robinson, like all these cool people that we've just been talking about, really going like, no, you can do all this cool stuff. And it's like, it's super, just drag you, I swear to God. And it's amazing to see. Like, so who are these, like, artists that you wished could be dragged into this scene, personally, Lun?
Oh man, so for me, it's all my old DJ buddies. So people like DJ Virus, Saiyan. These guys used to do anime conventions and do, you know, like weeb electronica. Man, like so many people like that. There's a lot of DJs that I went and saw. I mean, heck, the funny thing is we have a connection to most of them, right? Like so, MacGyver Zero mentioned Marshmallow. We had Slushy, which is like. They've done like kitchen cooking videos together on YouTube, like, and we had Slushy at our event at Emission. So like they're like, you know, one step apart from each other, right? So like that was, you know, Marshmallow could be here, right? That I would love to see him here. But yeah, for me, it's that. There's so many like 1 degree of separation from like major DJs. Lumi is part of Team Brisk, and Brisk is like one of the very first hardcore DJs, like hardcore, like the genre hardcore or happy hardcore DJs from the UK, back from like the early 90s, early 2000s. They were like touring and starting to do raves and underground events in like the ecstasy days of that, right? And that, like, holy crap, like, you know, these people are here in VR chat, so like all of the secondaries are there and they know it's happening, you know? But like any bands that you're into too, like, it doesn't have to be EDM, you know? Like, if you like rock music, if you like jazz, if you like classical, there's something like that going on in here too, right? So if whatever music you're into, you know, people show up.
Yeah.
It's totally doable.
I know on the Japanese side that there are live like piano concerts. There are some beautiful pianists that come into VR, sit down at an actual piano and like just play it out, and it's wonderful to see. Same thing with like jazz as well. I love a good jazz bar, and I know it's happened a lot of times on the JP side. I think me and my friend Jessica had a couple. I'm not entirely sure. Don't quote me on that. But she ran like bar events, like role play bar. Like that's the thing. It's like when it comes to events, it's not always just like EDM concerts. They can all just be like, hey, we're running a bar event, just to come by and have a drink with us, and listen to this awesome jazz band playing live type situation. Like at Music VCAT, we get to showcase a bunch of cool musicians, and a lot of these people come from the VR space themselves, and they make their music in VR or sometimes like just all together and promote this as well. And it's been fantastic just to sort of see like the diversity of the scene and like really growing more and more. I had an event at Red Zone once where we had somebody come in and DJ like rock music, and some people like online were going like oh, this feels like a really nice like Detroit bar type situation of just like, you know, old music, you know, smoke like cigarettes in a low lit room, enjoying each
Without
other's
the cancer.
time. Yeah, exactly. Nobody's up there like dancing or like having a massive party, but it's like, you know what, this is awesome. Just sit here, play some pool, have a couple of drinks with people, and just like chat types of. And it actually ran really well. So yeah, like,
it's like Beatrice was saying earlier. Like, if you're a house party kind of person, if you're not like a club scene kind of person, if you want something smaller, like Beatrice said, I've always been like the small intimate events, and that's the kind of thing you can do in here too, right? Like, it's great. I mean, even if that's not your thing, like if you want that smaller intimate environment, there's that too, and it's a good place to throw that, especially during the pandemic. If you were cooped up and feeling weird, you know, like, and wanted that social atmosphere, you could have got a VR headset and done it in here. Even lesser experiences, you know, like something like Rec Room or big screen VR, even that, you know, watch a movie with your friends, you know, you can do that in here too, but and a lot of other platforms, but you know, you get that experience. And Kirisu's got, like, you know, you got a good example here. Yeah, the story of like having a headset and putting it on someone. That's the thing. People just don't get it until they have a headset on. So show your friends VR now that we're all vaccinated. Show your friends VR, you know, because it'll just be good for you. You'll have more people in here for sure. It's better for our waistlines too, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Like even like the recent VR chat exercise worlds, I'm sat there like, ooh, things I can add to my routine. So B.
Well, that's an event too, right?
Yeah. So B, who do you want to see do an event in VR?
Any musician.
A musician, or
I
even
would
just
love
like a
to see
performer.
Sheena. I would love to
Go ahead.
see Sheena Ringo. I love
Nice.
her music so much.
That's awesome.
Oh,
I'm trying to think who
I
else.
feel like that'd be. I feel like that'd be quite a unique event if she ever did anything like that.
I'd love to see a Vocaloid concert in here done the same way that they would do it in person.
Ooh.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
it'd be easily done.
You know, like-
It'd be so easily done. It really would.
Oh yeah, I believe that. I believe that for sure. I think that would be like one of the easiest things they could possibly do. Just like encode all of that stuff. You know, it's already done. It's already probably an FBX file. You know, the mocap has been finished. Just bring it in here. But I'm sure there's reasons, but you know, I'd love to see that sort of thing. We had Vocaloid as a category at Music VCAT.
We did,
Actually,
yeah.
last time. Yeah, that was the first time we had that. I think there was a lot of excitement around that. I know Flower will agree. Into that Vocaloid stuff for sure.
I've only recently been getting more and more into the Vocaloid type thing. I mean, I used to be a little bit when I was like, you know, younger in my teenage years, and then sort of dropped out of it. I never got into fandom though. Like Vocaloid fandom, that terrifies me.
That's what got me started. That's for sure. I was doing that in 2005, 2006, and then VR Chat came out. Man, holy crap! Yeah, no, rock would be nice. There's a lot of like different genres that could do well in here, and rock does happen. You know, like I went to the Midsummer Music Festival, I don't know, 9 months ago, something like that, or last summer, I guess, so maybe a year now. And it was like awesome. They had like people shredding on guitar and like live stage lighting in this like underground like concert area, right? And you can still go to that world if you look up SLT or Midsummer Music Festival. You can go check it out, and like they did something really smart too. They had everybody change into an avatar that was one-sided, so you could see the stage no matter what. So even with everyone standing around, you could see the stage, and it was all like one draw call. So it's like really useful, you know. Like these super low polygon avatars. I think like with 80 people there, it was like a grand total of 1,000 polygons or something crazy like that. It was really good. So that's the way to do it, right? But I also enjoy seeing people's expressions, you know, like when they're in a concert world or whatever. Like the avatar watching is half the fun, right? But just like with people watching in real life, you know, you see how people get dressed up at something like Electric Daisy Carnival. That is an experience. Or, you know, any festival. Speaking of festivals, VCAT 6's theme is festival. You should definitely go to VCAT 6.
Yeah, no, absolutely for sure. So yeah, we're working on the recent like VCAT 6 and like seeing the worlds and getting to like really into nitty gritty of it. I am so excited. There's so much cool stuff happening, and I can't talk about it yet. But I can't wait because like we always have like, you know, the fun worlds, awesome events, awesome shows going on, some cool little secret stuff and things like that, and also a bunch of surprises. And I've got we know all of them, and we just want I really want to scream and talk about it, but I can't.
Yep, all the things they're coming.
Oh yeah, they very much so, and that is happening in about a month time actually. Actually, yeah, I think it's almost very much
August.
so. Yeah, August.
Yeah.
Where am I? Oh, great. We're 1 month
August
away.
11th.
I gotta get blender.
Exactly 1 month away. Yep. Gotta get back in the winter. Oh man.
But yeah, like, I like. I'm excited for this one because, like, I am a big fan of festivals. So living in France, where I used to be, the French love their festivals. They're not so much like the concerts or sort of like the celebrations. It is like it's a festival. So in the village that we lived in, we had the Festival de Musique in Montsartou. Which was basically, it was the coolest thing ever. Like, you had it's very almost like VR chat-esque, where you had different like areas surrounding the castle of Montsartou that were lit stages, all different colors and themes. Based on like different genres. So like you had like the rock here, you had the EDM over here, you had your dubstep, drum and bass, you had your jazz over here, your swing over here, and you get to like just bounce around all these cool different stages and different groups and listen to music, and that was such a cool experience to have. In Cannes, we had the Plage Electronique, which was a massive beach festival with a concert stage right on the beachfront, and you sort of like go through like these little gated posted off places right onto the promenade, and it was so cool. Like, I got to see like Skrillex, Pendulum.
Wow.
Yeah, it was massive, and this was like I think it was like 15 euros for like, so it's like,
wow.
15 euros for a single ticket to go in, and it's like a 6-hour party event, and like it was fantastic. I loved it. Every single week for a solid month. You just go in and party. I would go in there without spending a single euro on drinks or things like this. I'd come out absolutely wasted. Just everybody sharing their
That's one thing you can't get.
Yeah, everybody's like sharing their booze that they've gotten, like they've stuffed down their pants or their bras and things like this. And just like it just got messed
That's
up,
funny.
I remember when the security coming by, and we had like a flask in our hand, and we were like, oh, we're not supposed to have this. And so the security guy just like reaches down, grabs it, takes a swig, and gives it right back to us.
Could have been anything in that. Oh my god. Oh man, you never know, right? A time before Corona.
Oh, but like but the thing is, that's the thing with the French festivals. It was like, no, everybody's all together. Nobody wants to mess around with
Studio
anybody.
killers.
It was awesome.
Oh, Studio Killers.
Oh, oh yeah. I would love to see
There you
that.
go. See?
Yeah. Yeah. I would love to see them here.
Yeah, and then we had the
That would be
the fireworks festival as well. That was a popular one where we had like Canada and Toronto was always a competitor. They would come in and they would have like awesome fireworks and shows right on the beachfront. But it was the music. It was like this whole concert with fireworks and visuals right there and then on the beachfront with like hundreds of thousands of people just lining the entire beach in Cannes, and it's always fantastic. They have like these massive giant speakers blasting music, like almost like breaking the windows in the apartment buildings like next to us. But things like they would also host their own little private events, like these things like be like likes, where people would just like get together in their own homes and just sort of like get on the terraces or balconies and just enjoy each other's company with a like overview head of the entire event with all these fireworks
It's
and
like
music
Pride Week
going
in
off.
Toronto.
Oh yeah.
Like that, like in Toronto Pride Week and the Pride parade that they do there, like that is a party. It doesn't matter if you're LGBT or just an ally. Like that event is lit. Like the entire week, the city is just like all about parties nonstop. Usually leading up to it. I don't know how it was this year. I know that they restricted quite a lot of it, but I mean, we did one here, right? So like we did a Pride event here, and that's something that like. And people have that festival atmosphere during it, right? And we did one at a Mission, but that yeah, I missed that because it was something I could always go to. And yeah, Toronto's always been about that sort of festival atmosphere. I guess the same thing for Mardi Gras. You know, or what's the one in Brazil?
The Carnival.
Carnival.
Yeah, Carnival. Yeah, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I would
that
love
would
to
be
see a
really, really
Carnival
good.
actually in VR. That would be like, could you imagine like you could take like peacocking
can.
to a whole different level.
I can't imagine what that would be like.
Actually, yeah, you're not lying.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, no,
No, we did mention gorillas as well. Like that, they'd be perfect in here. They've got 3D avatars. You know, they were one of the first ever like virtual groups, right? In general, right? That they had like a cartoon. Like besides like you remember Prozac?
Mm-hmm.
I saw Prozac live at Atomic Lollipop. They came to Atomic Lollipop and had their comeback tour. Oh man, that was fun. ICQ sounds and all, you know, like way back in the day. But yeah, like them and gorillas and these people can live a second life. You know, you never have to worry about that sort of thing and have it here, right? So like, there's a lot of things that like niche video games that come back that VR allows, and communities are into, you know, more limited things, and it doesn't have to be like something that's super popular, but everything that is also comes in, right? So you get that, you know, you get that here. There's a lot of like niche video games that get a second life in here, just like they do with fan art in any other way, right?
Yeah, no,
it's
absolutely,
big.
for sure. Like, I mean, in VR chat, there are a bunch that sort of like get re-released. Like, I know like Lakuza's Jet Set Radio Future World, that revived the community of Jet Set Radio, just like on fire. And like even more people getting more into it. Like I got more into it as well, like with music, but also the games and stuff like this. Like, there's a constant revival of just experiences people had and bring it back into VR. And like, it's been fantastic, like from games to music to parties, events, locations, memories. Like I know Sly did Bali, their recent world, which is a homage to their experiences when visiting Bali and going to those like music events and stuff like that over there. And there are a bunch of like memory worlds here in VR. There always is.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah, and the Jet Set world, getting people, that's just it, right? People set up their avatars, like the people with like all the rollerblade avatars and the ski avatars and all that stuff that started showing up. We all influence each other, right? It's pretty wild, that's for sure. It's, man, yeah, it's different, that's for sure.
Yeah,
I definitely
want to get I definitely want to skateboard for my avatars. That way, I'm ready for that world.
It's still not out yet. Huh. One of these days, Lakuza had a really great
Release it
booth.
already, Lakuza.
Yeah, I know, right? I think he's still working on the boss battles, but he had a really good world that the last week had as well. Like his cube was an adventure all on its own.
Oh,
right?
it was, yeah. Like
Default cube.
Yeah, like
So
people
good.
really go ham with the boost at VCAT. Like I was like, like their worlds never cease to amaze me. It's just incredible to see. Like Lakuza was one big one. It had a whole adventure, discovery, secrets, and all this kind of thing. So you got to spend a lot of time in that booth, and then some people really like a lot of people do that as well. This whole experience, like there was the photogrammetry experience in one of the cube worlds where you popped in and you had this whole adventure in a photogrammetrized village. Oh, that was so cool. That was so cool.
We teleport you around. Yeah. It was really good. I'd actually like to see more real-world spaces turned into it. Actually, this is a funny coincidence, and I don't know if he knew or not, but Protostar, I have a map that's all photogrammetry called Leek Street Tunnel in the UK. And, oh yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. So in that map, Protostar did his Monster Cat 10th, or in the real place, in the real world, sorry, Protostar did the Monster Cat 10th anniversary set from Leek Street Tunnel. And I was just like, you gotta be kidding me, right? Of all places. So that was really cool. That was just last week, actually. And so I will probably go through and add a DJ stage into there just because, you know, why not, right? It was really cool. That was something.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, for sure. Like, I definitely want to like start like putting together that type of scene, like the old, like, because I was thinking with VR, with events, because we've gone like oh, we could do all these cool things, all this amazing stuff, blah blah blah. Like we have unfortunately lost touch with that charm of like, why not just pick like a train station or just like a place like that is so just like basic. Just put a stage there and just let the crowd have fun. Like that's the most important thing when it comes to any event or venue or anything. That you got to think about the people coming and enjoying their time and their experience. That is crucial. That is, well, it's what I do, level design. Making sure that they are getting the full experience, no matter what is in the place. It could be it could be the default box for all I care. You can still have an incredible event, no matter what. But yeah, I would love to see like more like realistic places, like churches, chapels, airplane hangars, underground tunnels, all this kind of thing. We'll just stick a stage in there and have fun and have a party.
Yeah, I guess we've got the resources to do it now, right? All those prefabs are out there. Like, you can just kind of put it together, right? Toss it. So like step 1, get an environment. Step 2, audio link. Step 3, Merlin's video player. Step 4, VRC stage lighting, and you're good. Like that's pretty much it. Then optimize. But other than that, I think you could do it, right? It's not too hard. Most people can do it. If you're throwing an event, let us know too in the GT server down there.
Yeah,
in the doobly-doo.
Yeah, there's your description. You can come join us on the
doobly-doo.
GT. Yeah, I'll always let us know about events and stuff like that. Like we always just wanted like we say this like just because we want to attend, we want to know what's going on. Like we can't always like have ears and eyes everywhere. So it's be like, okay, we got to plan out a whole schedule. Like I got this event and this event and this event. Like I know Kima, DJ Kima, they've just done like weeks of like, okay, I have this event to go DJ, then I have this event to go to DJ, and then this one right afterwards. So they do like multiple different shows, and then they'll go dance to some of them. Like they dance at Muzzfest, and they did some amazing stuff there as well. And it's just like every week you're just like, dude, calm down. He's like, no, I want more. Same thing with like Lumi and Tabs as well. Like DJs are on an entirely different level when it comes to performing. Like it's like they just feed off this weird energy. They just feed off this weird energy, and I want it. It's like it's stronger than coffee, I believe.
Oh yeah, no doubt, right? Oh my god. 9-hour Lumi set at Music VCAT 0. Yeah, oh my god, I died. I died. that was the craziest day. I was there the entire time. Oh my god. Yeah, Music VCAT 0, Lumi played for, like, started, it was supposed to be like a 2-hour set. They went for 9 hours, and then they butted up against the JP set that was supposed to be happening. So they had a bunch of people coming in for like music, and like we had to get off the stage because they were going to start their live stream.
Lumi, come get off the stage, Dragon.
Yeah. It was brutal.
Dragon by their fingernails.
On the couch dying. I'm like connected to my full body, but everything is plugged into like the wall because everything had died for the second time. Like it was brutal. Like 3-day hangover basically from that event. It was good though. The first Music VCAT was a lot of fun. That was something.
Oh yeah,
but,
for sure. I can't
reminisce about the past. There's more coming.
More
Music VCAT.
like in terms of events. Okay, so like I'm stupid excited but also terrified because like August is basically, so we're coming up to like convention and event season in real world and also in VR as well. So we have VCAT 6 happening in about a month's time, and then we have VCAT Mall.
VCAT Mall.
And then also there's VRCon happening as well. Then after that there's, oh my god, I'm skipping my brain now. There's VRCon that's gonna be happening. That's gonna be like, I'm just gonna like for the next 2 months, like in August, like after VCAT 6 starts, for the next 2 months it's gonna be convention event week hangover, convention event week hangover. And I'm gonna spend like, I think like after that's all calmed down, I think like December we still have VCAT 2021. Oh god, no.
Yeah, that's already been announced. Yeah, we can talk about that too. VCAT 2021 is coming. That's going to be big, and it's that's a full-size VCAT too, so that's going to be great.
Yep.
Also, hey, actually, here's another one that hasn't really had a lot of press. It's only really been out on Twitter, so if you're watching us here, now you'll get to hear about this. There is going to be a small Game VCAT event at VCAT 6 as well. So if you wanted to be in Game VCAT or you were in Game VCAT, you could submit for that as well. So we'll have a little like expo event going on during that too. So
All right,
there'll be a
so
little bit of gaming to get to. It's
I'm gonna
be so
need
good.
like a full pantry filled with snacks and booze and just full like prepped and ready, and I'm not gonna see the sun for months.
You gotta make sure you got that coffee, none of that instant coffee anymore. We gotta make sure we got the real stuff.
Oh, my
man.
lord! Oh,
Some Colombian coffee.
it's gonna be so.
It comes in white
good.
bags.
It's gonna be so good, and I can't wait to fill my my photo album with more events and parties and stuff like this going on. Like anytime an event goes
yeah.
on, it's like I just check my photo album the next day and just so many. Oh, but I'm so excited, and I'm pretty sure like on my birthday, because my birthday is like January 5th. So that's when like normally that's normally when everything stops. Like everything's like, okay, this is calm down time. Like my birthday is just gonna be just sleeping. Just I ain't moving for weeks. Oh.
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that for sure. It'll be time to relax, maybe take a small vacation. But we'll all be able to travel again. That'll be fun. Maybe go to Japan. You know, maybe tickets. I don't know if tickets will be cheaper or more expensive by then. Makes you wonder, right? But yeah. Oh God, Kairi Pamu. That would be really cool. You know, there's a lot of places doing, like bringing people into VR now, and I'd love to see more of those artists that have done 3D stuff in general. Come in. I'd like to see more anime-based worlds and things like, you know, with Naruto, we had Boruto at VCAT 5. It'd be nice to see more themed stuff like that. There's been stuff for Sword Art Online, and there's been a whole bunch of VR stuff for like the Isekai Quartet, you know, ReZero and Overlord and a bunch of those shows as well. Like the stuff coming out of Japan, like they're all in. Like they're 5 years ahead of us easily when it comes to VR adoption, I would say. Maybe I'm being too pessimistic on that. I could say it happening faster, but I think as we get closer to full dive, I have a feeling that Valve's going to release something soon, and that's just going to be even crazier, right? We start getting tactile sensations, all that sort of stuff.
Well, actually, no. There was a Sense glove that recently came out, which you can purchase, which has full pressure sensitivity and tactile vibrations gloves. With its own SDK, productions and stuff like this. It works. I think it works with Steam. I'm not entirely sure. Don't quote me on that. But I definitely wanna get my hands on that. And at the moment, it's still for it's still in like a proto phase, not for consumer market, but it's definitely looking a lot more promising, and it's full wireless and everything like this. Not bulky. It's very much Ready Player One type style.
Yeah.
It's very much is, and like I can't wait to for all the technology to start coming out. And as I said, getting to full dive. Like I said, I'm already a full diver myself. Like basically I live and breathe VR, and that is just where I just get all my energy. So the moment I can just literally like put in like a side chip on my temple and just conk out and go into the virtual at that point it's just like, okay, how do I upload so that way I don't have to worry so much about my meat bag? And then at that point where humanity's ascended to a new evolutionary state, I think.
Reality's
Yeah,
overrated.
definitely. Yeah, I'll be the first in line. That was weird. There was 32 people watching for a moment there, and then we're back down to 6. I wonder what happened there. That was interesting. That was weird. I was about to say, oh my god, did we get rated? And then it went back down to 6. Weird Twitch glitch. What's going on there?
It be deleted.
That's different. You've got raid alerts.
I've got all that. No, we haven't had anything like that. But anyway,
weird. But no, I'll be the first in line for sure.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. Me and Lynn, like,
my veins.
just literally like, just jack me in and be like, okay, cool, I know kung fu. Show me.
Yep. Oh, geez. Yeah, take the blue pill. Stay in Wonderland.
Yeah. Well, like, even on that front, like, so, like, when talking about all, like, mostly I talk about these events and parties things to real life people. And, like, people are concerned for, like, exactly this mentality, going full dive, plugging straight in and taking the blue pill, this type of thing. And, like, it's, like, I kind of get it. I kind of get the argument of, like, their initial worry. But at the same time, like going to events, going to parties, and seeing all these live things, like I come back with a smile on my face. I come back with my body screaming, "This was awesome! This was so much fun!" And I have memories with friends, people I know from all over the world. Like there's no distance. Like they're in Toronto, I'm in the UK. You're down in Texas. So like it connects us all and puts us all together in the same
I'm actually
room.
in Georgia now.
Well, there you go.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. Right. So
Yeah.
from all over the world, but we got friends. Like Kirisu's in Europe. Shadow River's in Europe. There's obviously tons of people from Japan. If you guys hang out, you see Pon on our streams. He's obviously in Japan. It's like, being able to do that on the weekend and build something together is really, really cool, right? It's that same, that same mentality. Like if you want to throw an event, you end up getting a group together and you do it, right? You become part of that group. It's just really, really cool to have like that in general, I think. And being able to do those projects like this. Remote work has changed a lot, and I think VR will change that too. I think we're gonna have AR glasses in a year or two.
Yeah,
I would say.
for sure. Like
probably decent ones.
Yeah, like it would like the amount of times where I've sat there and been like, dude, it would just be so amazing if I didn't have to take off my headset and I could just keep doing like I could just go into an office in VR and just be like, I'm just gonna just do Blender work and just do all my stuff there and then be like, cool, no worries, I'm then gonna go hang out with friends and then pass out in a sleeping world and like genuine actual full dive. Like it would be more convenient. And like it would just be so much more exciting, more motivating to do so because I could see all this cool stuff and it is beautiful. It is like engaging, especially for like neurodivergent people. Like it is like all these shiny cool lights, all the glitter. Oh my god, this is so cool. And it makes me more engaged, more motivated to do things, more able to work and better myself and learn all these actual life skills. I would have never done this in the real world. I never did in the real world. When it came to virtual reality, I was just all over events and concerts and extroversion and just being like, go, 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 let's go.
Wow, that's curiosity. Yeah, that's crazy. 16 hours and 24-hour streams. I know people who've done that. I think Disrupt did a video where they had someone in VR for like a week straight, and they would switch between like the Quest, the Vive Focus, and like an Index, right?
Yeah.
But in complete darkness.
What?
Yeah. But yeah, it was really good stuff. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I can't even imagine what it's like to be in there that long. I mean, I've definitely gone for some pretty long stretches, but not that long yet. I think I could. It just depends on what you're doing. I have a lot of obligations, but it's like I think I could. It's got to get more comfortable. Even the Index is okay, right? But there's a point where you have to disconnect a little bit.
Yeah,
Never
it's
do
like
a mouth on your forehead.
yeah, it's
But we're exploring
a lot.
inner space,
Yeah,
right? Is what
it's a
you're
lot of
thinking
weight.
of. I think we'll get there. But I mean, honestly, this is the next best thing. It's so much better than watching. Like, I mean, even Fortnite has those concert worlds that usually happen at the end of like whatever season of Fortnite. They blow up the world and they do it with like musicians, and that's always really, really cool, right? And I think that came after some of the VR concerts were happening in VR chat. You got to know that some of the people that work on that stuff probably know about this, and it makes you wonder whether or not that was inspired or not. I know that the Wave started doing like video-based events, but it's not the same. It's not the same as being in VR. It's just not. It's still 2D, right? I mean, virtual worlds are, people always like to say, okay, look at Roblox. It's got like billions and billions and billions of dollars and hundreds of millions of players, but it's not the same.
Yeah, there's
it's
only
not
so
the same
much
as VR.
before it's like, no, I want to just get up, dance, party, like uns, rather than be sat there at a desk, sort of disconnect a little bit just to sort of do it. It's not quite there. And and also it's like it's a social interaction. Like, you're a hand talker, myself, like full body, like I like to wiggles and all this kind of thing. Like, it's this whole other language, which is reminiscent of like, it is, well, the real world. Like, this is how things would happen there. Like, there's only so much before it's like I just need to just be in the space. and be there where people are, what's going on type situation. Be it super active and hyper and lights and flashing, or just like comfy times, like sat there with watching a movie with a friend, or just being in a like having a cup of coffee and chatting with somebody. And like there's a certain level of just like the interactivity that the virtual space does provide. And I'm just like, I'm so excited to see more and more events and stuff like this come out, and especially developing and producing events like the ones that we do here at VCAT, things that happen at VRCon, things that happen with all the events like and DJs as well, and just even on the JP side, like their bar events, their social events. There's so much going on, and it's so engaging. It really is.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I can't see this going away. Even, I mean, I think that the attendance has gone down just a little bit, right? I would say, like just a little bit. Probably because people can get out and about again, but not as much. Like I have seen, like on a Saturday, there's a little bit less people in VR chat than in like some of the historic highs, but it's the middle of summer. I think a lot of people are kind of super warm. You know, maybe their computer room doesn't have like AC, and so I think people take it a little bit easier during the summertime, or their parents take them on vacation, or they go on vacation, that sort of thing, right? But it's still not a ton less. You know, the main events still fill up, so I don't think it's going anywhere really. Like I've only seen honestly, I've only seen a tiny amount of reduction in the amount of attendance on these things. I don't think it's going anywhere. Yeah, like not at all.
Also, thank you so much for the follow there. Appreciate that.
Yee.
Absolutely cool. Right. That coffee's now hitting me, and I'm feeling the need to go do some work and prep for things.
we got a lot of stuff coming up. I want to show before we go. I want to show these guys Club Orion, because it's got both sets of the things that we were talking about earlier. So if you're interested in making a club world, make sure you tell us. Like, join the GT server and check it out, and tell us about it. You know, there's lots of communities in VR chat, but definitely tell us about it. And let me just pull up
Pillow, come on, move.
Club Orion. So you guys can see some of these assets that exist for everybody.
Yeah, like all these assets, you don't even have to model and design yourself like in Blender from scratch. You can just find these like on assets or for free on Booth, things like this, and just bring it in on Unity and just plug and play.
Let's go check this out. I'll show you guys some things that you can do. Both examples of the two talked about earlier. There we go. I love how it's a different elevator each time.
Oh yeah, I came out of this one.
I like that experience.
All of the emission stuff. Yep. So this club has two of the prefabs we talked about earlier today. VRSL and Club Orion. So VRSL is VR stage lighting. This is a prefab that came out very recently. I believe AC Chosen built it, and it has pretty much everything you need for stage lighting in a club world, but it goes a little bit further than that. So you've got your local settings for end users on this side, your disco balls, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, it's a little bit dark in here. Is there always turn on lighting? There we go.
And let's see.
I do love that disco ball. That is cool. Oh wait, the little balcony. I always do love a good balcony in Club World. Not gonna lie, personally.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in here, so let me see if I can pull up. You know what I'll do? I know none of Monster Cat stuff will get us by.
Start just changing the missives. There we are. All good. Oh, this bar! Look at this.
It's such a cozy little bar. What do you want, smooth skin?
Smooth skin. What the? Oh, hang on. My leg's gone warped. Why? Oh, hang on. Come here.
Is it loading for you guys? I've had some video players not work for me.
It says it's loading.
It says loading. It says a loading. Oh, that is cool. I'm liking that. See, this is the thing. Like I was saying earlier on, like people trying to find things that are reminiscent of the real world and putting it into VR. Like I love the pixel lighting that comes out on the video. Like you see the individual pixels and then sort of having that effect on these screens. You don't really need this in VR, but people enjoy that aesthetic. Oh, there's the lighting. There we go.
Yeah, so this is what I wanted to show you guys. Basically, this asset is effectively free.
Oh, this is bright.
And not only does it have audio-based lighting.
They're a lot better.
Also, it has audio link. So we got audio links in here. You've got the DMX control for stage lighting. So if you've ever done like stage bus lighting, you can control all of the lighting that way, and these assets are out there for you. Right, and you'll find things like this. Varnion has a bunch of really cool assets, and he's exhibited at VCAT for that sort of thing. So the party scene has really exploded this time, and events in general have really exploded. You know, you end up with a lot of really cool folks. My avatar sort of comes alive in here when once there's audio link, obviously.
Yeah, yeah, I could definitely see that now. That's the thing as well. Like you can definitely just like set yourself up fully with audio link and like different effects and stuff on your clothing, which is like if it like the thing that this reminds me of is if you saw the Netflix shorts of what's it called? The short animations that has a particular episode called Sonny's Edge. Like they have these cool characters with like all these like, you know, neon light tattoos and stuff like this, and then you can bring that into you can do that in VR. You can have all these cool like funky effects, emissives, and you can have this reactive to the world. I absolutely adore how people have like managed to make all this happen.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely. And I mean that's the kind of stuff you can do. You know, you work with a team, or you find stuff at Virtual Market, find an avatar at Virtual Market, you know, and find the rest of this stuff among the community. Like it's just a great way to get your stuff out there. You know, maybe there's a lot of folks that haven't seen this asset. You know, and that's one place where you can have that shown, right? Like you can get seen, right? Sometimes it's really hard to market yourself, and especially for independent creatives, and that's why we do this, right? We want to highlight what the community makes. There's a lot of cool stuff in here. There's a backstage as well, where you can control all the lighting with a card system, and I believe that comes with it as well. And then obviously you've got audio link that's built into here too. A lot of worlds are doing that. It's starting to become a standard, and we're starting to see a lot of standards in VR now, and especially in VR chat and other social VR platforms where
it was like a meta
the VRM standard, or like the armatures, even that, like your avatars, the way they're set up, all of that is becoming very, very standardized, right? So you know, you'll be able to find something that works everywhere.
My full body's doing weird things.
Yeah, I forgot about the leg. I forgot about the leg emissions. It's only visible in a place like this, right? Yeah, our avatars change quite a lot depending on where you are and what you're doing, right? So
for sure. All right. Anyway, right.
I'm still dark and gloomy.
dark and gloomy.
But you're lit. That's the difference. You pick up the lighting. That's the power.
Yeah, no, I love the shader that's like picking up like the disco ball lighting. Like every now and then, like a spot will go like across you or across B, and like I need to grab this. I need to grab this for my own stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and these are all and most of these are prefabs that you can get either on Booth or asset stores, this type of thing.
On our site, V-Market.
And V-Market, very much so.
Site.
Yes.
Yeah, our commission rate is really low.
Yeah, so if you're if you're a
Mm-hmm.
creator, V-Market, and we treat you right and we love you very much so. Oh, I love your avatar. It looks so cool.
I go a little bit crazy. I'm a party animal. I was really excited for this stream because of the topic in general, right? I can't get over events in VR, and I just want to throw more events and take more people to events and do things. You know, we'll keep entertaining you guys as much as we can.
All right. Anyway, I think
so
we're
who
gonna
raid.
Who? Wait.
I see a Meat Hamsky. I see Meat Hamsky's on.
We could do a raid. We could very much. All right, you know what? Let's do it. Hang on. Let me bring up my my dashboard here quickly. All right, where are you at? Twitch. So
if you guys have not seen Meat Hamsky's virtual market videos,
are we saying
Meat
Hamsky's on?
I would say Meat Hamsky. We gotta throw some love at this guy. Every year he does these hilarious like comedic skits at virtual market, but they're also really informative. And you can find them on his YouTube channel, and I believe we've posted them on ours too. But if not, I'll double check. But either way, you can find it there. He's a prolific creator in VR chat. I made his avatar. He's a good dude.
Come on, do your things. All right,
good friend of VCAT.
Yeah, no, Meat Hamsky's been fantastic when it comes to VCAT. Like I've always loved hanging out with them with the World Hops and all of their they've been fantastic. They really have.
They've been doing events too. Speaking of events, they've been doing events at this underground stage that they have and having DJs show up. It's been pretty cool. Like his Takeover Worlds.
So, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between, it has been fantastic to have you here on board, here on VCAT channel. And yeah, we'll see you again tomorrow for some. I think I want to play some more games. So we're going to be doing some cool stuff. So come join us. Oh yeah, no, we're sailing tomorrow. That's it. We're going sailing. We're gonna go visit the sailing world in VR chat. It's like a 3-hour adventure world. So we all get to go there and do some yachting. Yeah, man. So if you want to come by, that's at 6 p.m. EST. And yeah, this has been GT and Coffee. I've been with Lun, B, and all of you as well. Thank you, love you, and take care. Have a good one. All right, go give this boy some love.
Everybody go give me Hamsy some love.
Come on. Stop the clicking. Just look. All right, hang on. Do this manually.
Any second now.